Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Korean Atlanta Mentorship. And in this video, we're going to do another velocity banking review with the emphasis on zero savings. So here's how you know if you're in the matrix. It's when you do something a little bit different and you tell different groups of people, regardless of demographic, and they all react the same. So have you ever told anybody like, hey, I just have zero savings and I don't like keep anything in my savings account for emergencies or checking account? And if you've ever told other people that, and hey, you might be this type of person who's trying to get rid of this habit, people might freak out on you, right? And whatever I talk about, I always like to practice what I preach. And so whenever I get paid, you notice at the end of the month, I start, or beginning of the month, I start with zero, and at the end of the month, I start with zero. And if I tell this to other people, people are like, you need 3 to 6 months of expenses saved in case of emergencies. And if you have money that's in the savings account, then that's money that's just idle that could be actively applied towards debt, and that's really what velocity banking is, right? So what we're going to do today in today's video is we're going to celebrate, hey, we're actually not going to have any savings. Our zero savings is a cause for celebration because we're going to use it to pay off our debt, okay? So let's go ahead and review and celebrate. So what is velocity banking? All it is a debt payoff strategy where you dump all of your payments or your income into debt with the help of a line of credit. Okay. So what's a line of credit? All it is a financial tool where you could borrow money, pay back, and use it over and over again. So if you know what a credit card is, that's a line of credit, but I got all other types of lines of credit. In fact, right now I have over 527,000 in lines of credit. And I don't have an active goal, but I feel like in a couple years it will be $1 million in lines of credit. But right now, my biggest individual line of credit is about $280,000 from home equity line of credit. So what's a home equity line of credit? Well, if you're a homeowner, you can offer your home equity as collateral, and the bank will offer it a line of credit to you as long as you provide that as security and you have enough equity. So let's go ahead and get started. And here, um, we're gonna have someone again. This is good income. So from time to time, we switch up the videos. Like I like to do 5,600. I'm sorry, 5,000, $6,000 of income a month for some videos. But this video, we're gonna go a little bit higher, about $9,000 a month income. And so again, if you have $9,110 of income and 8,958 dollars of expenses, you have $151 of savings, right? And then if you just take a look at this, 7 credit cards, a student loan, an auto loan, and a mortgage, and these are general expenses. Um, our goal is to get rid of all of this debt. Okay, and what is the best and fastest way and the easiest way to get rid of all this debt? I don't know, but in my experience, it's been using velocity banking because it's so simple. You don't have to think about it. Okay, all right. So now this is the part where we celebrate, where hey, we have no income, but we have I'm sorry, not no income. We have the same income, but we have no savings, right? Most people would freak out about this. How can you be so irresponsible and have no savings? Don't you need 3 to 6 months of expenses? Nope. Start out with zero, end at zero with the help of a line of credit. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Zero, we're going to go the opposite direction of what Dave Ramsey tells us to do. And then what we're going to do is just go ahead and copy these expenses, right? And then our cash flow is income minus expenses. Now you might say, what's the difference between savings and cash flow? Well, when we do velocity banking, our main operating account will be our line of credit, right? It will be our line of credit. So what we got to do is we got to shuffle some debt and move it into the line of credit. And actually, it's not 167,000 for this demonstration. But let me go ahead and do this, and we'll just say we have an 8% line of credit. Even I've had 8, I've had 10, um, depending on the bank. If it's with the credit union, because they're a nonprofit, they charge lower rates, right? Whereas with the what's it called? A bank, they usually charge like a little bit higher. Okay, that's been my experience. So let's go ahead and move some of this debt, and let's figure out how much debt this is. This is 5 plus 8 plus 15 plus 27 plus 30 plus 7 plus 35. That's $127,000 of debt. 127,000. Okay? And guess what happens by moving this $127,000 of debt? Oh my goodness, this goes to zero, right? So now we went $151 of cash flow to $4,344 of cash flow. And then the final step is we put our entire paycheck into that line of credit and then our expenses out. So when we get paid, right? You see this here, when we get paid, we dump it all out, or we dump it into the line of credit. We It's like an overpayment into the line of credit, and then when we take our expenses, we just take it out of the line of credit. Most of them will just be credit card bills because we're going to pay them off in full and charge the expenses or general expenses to the credit cards, right? So let's go ahead and do this and calculate when we'll pay it off. So to get the next month, it's I2 plus 1. The next month's balance is G2 plus H2 minus 4344.3. Okay. And then interest is based on the average daily balance, right? We just do this, average. And then we multiply by the interest rate. So that would be 0.08, and then you divide by 12. Whoopsie. What I screwed up here. So 0.08 divided by 12, right? And then now let's go ahead and copy and paste. And we're going to go ahead and do that and then see how long it takes to pay off all of this debt. Ooh, this is a spicy meatball. Oh, okay, we got it. So 33 months, so it's a little bit less than 3 years, right? Not bad for $127,000 of debt. So 33 months and $127,000 of debt. Okay. All right. So now we got this covered. All right. So let's figure out what the balance of the student, auto, and mortgages. And did I do this incorrectly? Let me just check. So, oh, I kind of did do it incorrectly. I get switched up the numbers, but it's no biggie, I think. So 586.98 is the auto loan, right? This one, all right, well, I just need to reverse it. So this one should be here, and then this one should be here. And so let's go ahead and copy and paste. Okay, but it doesn't matter. All our calculations are still the same. So now what we do at 33 months is figure out what the current balance is. And what we do is we just go here, 33, 33, 33, right? And then we see that, hey, the balance left in the auto loan, not that much, 14 grand. And if you know anything about the cash flow index, all that means it's like the lower the number, the one you're going to pay off. I'll probably make a full video on it sometime, but I'm too lazy to go over it now just because it's almost 12 a.m. I'm kind of sleepy. So let's go ahead and just do this here. All right. And I'm going to copy and paste this. So what we're going to do is move that auto loan into that line of credit. And so when we do that, plus 14707.19. And then now let's go ahead and update that cash flow. So this is going to actually be 0, right? And then now it's our cash flow, almost $5,000. Holy balls. That's the new catchphrase of the channel. No, it's not. I got to come up with a better one. All right, so now let's go ahead and update this one. So now it's 4931.29. Okay, and then, whoa, so take a look at this. In 2 months, we paid off the auto loan. I can't even believe it. Oh my goodness. Or 3 months. Okay, so, whoa, that's pretty good. So now let's go ahead and take, so this will be 36 months. So 36 months is when it's all paid off. Uh-huh. And then now it's going to be 157K, right? 157K. So now let's go ahead and figure out 36 months what the current balances of the other ones are. So this is good. 36, 36. So this is 0, 36, 36. And then we can see right here that the student loan balance is about 29 grand. Again, so there's a little bit of nuance here. Usually I look at the cash flow index as an indicator whether I should put the um, loan into a line of credit or not. But I think it'll be all right to move this one to a line of credit just because the balance is relatively low. Although we only get $414 of cash flow back, let's go ahead and do it anyways. With the mortgage, I probably never do that, but let's go ahead and move it. All right. So now let's go ahead and move it right here. And this is going to be 29 plus 29823.66, right? 29823.66. And then this is going to be a 0, big fat 0. And now our cash flows $5,345.84. Okay, so let's go ahead and move that right here. And so we moved all this other stuff. Oh, I gotta control V it again. Or copy and paste. Let me do that one more time. Okay, so now let's go ahead and do this and copy. Ah, screwed up again. All right. Now let me go ahead and copy. Okay. All right. So now what's our new cash flow? Okay. So now this one's going to be 5345.84, right? And okay. All right. All right. 5345.84. Sweet. All right. So now at 42 months, it's all paid off. Okay. So 42 months. All right. So 42 months. And so that's 197K. And wablam. And now all we got is the mortgage. Okay. So 42 months. Where are we here? So this is now 0. 42 months. We're at 277. And how much do we actually pay off? So that's 300 minus 277. So we paid off about 23K. Okay, now actually let's do this. Let's move 23K of the mortgage into the line of credit and see how long it takes us to pay it off. So if I do 23 here, 23,000. Oh my goodness. Okay. So you see here, how many months did it take to pay us off? 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we do something called chunking, which is moving parts of the loan into the line of credit, and we did it with a $23,000 balance, we see that it only took us 4 months to pay it off. Yet when we do it the way that the banks want us to do it, it's going to take us 42 months, right? 42 months. And I don't know about you. Would you rather do pay all this interest, 30 grand of interest, to only pay that little principal in 42 months? Or why not focus all of your money into the line of credit and you just rinse and repeat over and over again? That's how easy it is. Now, let me go ahead and open up my Velocity banking calculator, and let me go ahead and open that up. Give me one moment. All right, there we go. There's a Velocity banking calculator by Renatus. Awesome. This is where I originally learned Velocity banking from, believe it or not. So just using their calculator to put in the numbers and figure out how long it's going to take me to pay off that mortgage. 3.8 years? Are you kidding me? I paid mine off in 2 years and 9 months, but it's still impressive because believe it or not, the average American takes more than 30 years to pay off a 30-year mortgage. But what do I know, right? So let's just copy these numbers and then go into the next, not the next, go here. And so now all I got to do is just put 3.8 here. So if I want to figure out how long it takes, 42 divided by 12 plus 3.8. And then now that's 7.3 years debt free. Yeah. Okay. So it's 7.3 years debt free. And then now, how much is that in total? So it's 197 plus 300. So that's 497K of debt, all gone with the snap, like Thanos. Yes. These we don't have infinity stones. We got lines of credit. That's what we have. In fact, I think I have over 21 lines of credit. So I can't make an analogy to an infinity stone because there's only like six, I think. But man, that would be pretty sweet if each credit line was an infinity stone. And I know some of you are freaking out, like, why do I have over $527,000 lines of credit? And I'll tell you why. It's because managing cash flow gets so much easier when you do have a ton of credit. But what people don't understand, and people actually might get offended, is that banks don't lend money to people who need it. Okay. All right. Well, that's it for today. So, yeah, just a celebration because remember, all this time we were paying off debt, our savings was zero, and this is very hard for people to do because when you tell other people, they're like, "What are you talking about? You need 3 to 6 months of savings," and you're like, "No, you don't, because I'm going to be financially free, and I have my mortgage paid off quickly, right?" Okay, well, that's it for today, everybody. It's actually 12:07 a.m., so um, the new day has started technically, but I need to go to sleep now. Have a great night. This is Korean Atlanta Mentorship, and we will speak soon.